In a world where smiles can mask hidden intentions and handshakes can carry more than mere greetings, the true nature of people often remains concealed, tucked behind carefully crafted facades. Every interaction we have holds layers we may not immediately see, and while the surface may sparkle with charm, beneath it may lie currents of manipulation, deceit, or indifference. The Stoics understood this well. They taught that we cannot control the actions or motives of others, but we can control how we perceive, respond, and protect ourselves. Through the lens of Stoic philosophy, trust is not something to give blindly. It is something to extend carefully, based on observation, wisdom, and clarity. Today, we will journey through the subtle dynamics of human behavior, unveiling 9 types of individuals whom you should neither trust nor respect, because doing so can erode your peace, distort your judgment, and weaken the very foundation of your inner strength. By understanding their traits, you'll learn how to fortify your boundaries and navigate relationships with wisdom rather than naivety. If you find value in this exploration, a small but meaningful favor, hit the subscribe button and don't skip any part of this video, so you can fully absorb the Stoic insights and timeless lessons we're about to uncover. Let's begin. Section 1. The manipulative friend. At first, they seem like the one person who understands you more deeply than anyone else. They nod at the right moments. Their empathetic expressions feel tailored to mirror your emotions perfectly. It's comforting, reassuring, almost magnetic. But as time passes, a troubling pattern begins to surface. You realize their attentiveness was never about genuine care. It was strategic, calculated. They were never just listening. They were gathering data. Your vulnerabilities became their tools. Your confessions became their leverage. Like a skilled chess player, every move they made was designed not to support you, but to advance their position. They appear as allies, but behind the mask lies a tactician who views relationships as instruments, not bonds to be cherished. Stoicism warns us against the comfort of illusions. Marcus Aurelius advised, observe not only what people say, but what they do. The Stoics remind us to seek clarity over comfort, truth over pleasing appearances. Watch how they treat others when you're not around. Notice how they handle your secrets. See whether their actions align with their words. These are the indicators of their true nature. To protect yourself from the manipulative friend, set firm, clear boundaries, share selectively not. Every thought or vulnerability deserves exposure to someone who may use it as a weapon. Later, gradually distance yourself from their influence. Invest your trust in those who add genuine value to your life, people who inspire, uplift, and protect, not those who drain, control, or deceive. Real friendships deepen your existence through sincerity and loyalty. Manipulative bonds only entangle you in emotional games. Stoic wisdom is clear. Guard your peace. Choose your companions wisely, and never mistake calculated charm for authentic care. Section 2. The constant critic. This person seems to have made it their life's mission to find fault in everything you do. Every idea you share, every dream you voice, every small victory you celebrate, they are there, not to support, but to dissect. Their feedback lacks the warmth of constructive criticism. It feels more like relentless judgment, chipping away at your confidence, one subtle comment at a time. What might begin as just being honest slowly turns into a steady stream of negativity that seeps into your thoughts like water through stone. Instead of helping you grow, they make you second-guess your abilities. You start guarding your words, hesitating before every step, fearing the sting of their next remark. Your creativity contracts, your initiative fades, and soon their voice lives inside your mind as a constant whisper of doubt. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." The Stoics teach us that the words of others only hold the power we choose to give them. Not every criticism deserves a place in your heart. Consider the source. Ask yourself if their words carry truth, or if they reflect their own insecurities and frustrations. If there's wisdom in their critique, use it as a tool to sharpen yourself. If not, let it slide off you like water off a smooth stone. Dealing with this constant critic requires perspective. Set mental boundaries. Engage with strength. Acknowledge their words. Assess them, but never allow their negativity to define your worth or dictate your direction. In Stoic practice, your peace of mind is not something you hand over lightly. Guard it with discernment. Understand that some people criticize not to help, but to control. Their opinions are not your reality. Section 3. The superficially friendly. At first glance, they seem like the most charming individuals you could meet. With wide smiles and enthusiastic greetings, they glide through social spaces with ease. They ask about your day, offer compliments at the perfect moments, and seem genuinely warm. But spend enough time around them, and you'll notice their warmth has no depth. Their kindness is a shallow puddle, pleasant on the surface, but lacking substance beneath. They move through groups like graceful butterflies, fluttering from one conversation to another, but never landing long enough to build something meaningful. Their world is made up of light exchanges, fleeting moments, and surface-level charm. They'll be present at every party, visible in every social circle, but when life turns stormy, their presence fades like a shadow at sunset. True friendship, as the Stoics remind us, is not measured by laughter in the sunlight, but by loyalty in the storm. Seneca emphasized the value of a few genuine friends over many shallow ones. He urged us to seek sincerity, depth, and shared values, not just pleasant company. Navigating the world of the superficially friendly requires discernment. Enjoy their light-hearted presence if you must, but invest your emotional energy wisely. Reserve your trust, your vulnerabilities, and your inner circle for those who have proven their loyalty through both joy and hardship. Stoic wisdom calls us to cultivate authentic relationships, not to fill our lives with endless noise. Depth over breadth, quality over quantity, and above all, peace over pretense. Section 4. The Master Manipulator. These individuals operate with quiet precision. They study your emotions, your weaknesses, your desires, not to understand you, but to use that understanding as leverage. Their kindness often comes with invisible strings attached, and their support is rarely without calculation. They know how to say the right words at the right time. They offer help when you're most vulnerable, creating a subtle sense of debt you didn't consciously agree to. Over time, their influence seeps in slowly, until you find yourself questioning your choices, adjusting your actions, and doubting your instincts, all to keep their approval intact. The Stoics warned about giving others power over our minds. Epictetus taught that anyone who can make you act against your principles is, in some way, your master. The manipulator thrives when you prioritize their emotions over your own reason. To deal with such people, clarity is your shield. Be aware of emotional hooks, sudden guilt, exaggerated praise, or conditional support. Ask yourself, am I doing this out of reason or out of pressure? The Stoic approach is to act from inner strength, not external influence. Set firm boundaries. Don't let kindness become a doorway for control. Remember, true allies support your autonomy. Manipulators depend on your confusion. Section 5. The eternal victim. This person wears their suffering like armor. No matter the situation, they position themselves as the one who's been wronged. Every conversation circles back to their pain. Every event somehow turns into another example of how the world is unfair to them. At first, you feel empathy. You offer advice, lend your ear, and give your time. But the more you listen, the clearer it becomes. They don't want solutions. They want sympathy on repeat. Their energy drains yours. Their perspective clouds your clarity. And their constant negativity slowly seeps into your mindset. Stoicism teaches us to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. The eternal victim refuses this distinction. They cling to their suffering because it gives them identity. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily not to be disturbed by others' misfortunes when they are used as tools for manipulation. Compassion is noble, but it must be balanced with wisdom. You can care for others without absorbing their emotional storms. Offer support where it's deserved, but recognize when someone is using their pain to anchor you in their narrative. True Stoic strength lies in remaining calm and balanced, even when surrounded by emotional turbulence. Your peace is not a prize for others to claim. Section 6. The envious shadow envy is a quiet force, often disguised as support. These individuals appear to celebrate your success, but behind every smile is a subtle tightening of the jaw, a fleeting glance of comparison. Their compliments are edged with hidden resentment, their advice laced with quiet sabotage. They may not attack you openly, but their envy seeps through in indirect ways. A dismissive comment here, a subtle undermining there. Over time, you notice how they downplay your achievements, shift conversations to themselves, or quietly hope for your setbacks. Seneca warned about the corrosive nature of envy, both for the one who feels it and for those caught in its path. The envious person cannot genuinely rejoice in another's progress because they view life as a competition rather than a shared journey. The Stoic response is not to retaliate with pride or defensiveness, but with awareness and detachment. Recognize envy for what it is, a reflection of their inner struggle, not your worth. Keep your guard up emotionally, share less of your vulnerabilities, and don't rely on their approval for validation. In Stoicism, your achievements are a reflection of your virtue and discipline, not a weapon to provoke others. Protect your peace by not feeding into envy's silent game. Section 7. The chronic complainer, no matter how good the day is, they'll find the cloud behind the sun. Whether it's the weather, their job, people around them, or life itself, complaints flow from them like a never-ending stream. What begins as casual venting quickly becomes a constant background noise of dissatisfaction. Spending time with them feels like standing in the rain without an umbrella. Slowly their negativity seeps into your mind. You start mirroring their outlook, finding flaws where there once was gratitude, frustrations where there once was peace. The Stoics believe that our mindset shapes our experience of the world. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Chronic complainers refuse this power. They give control of their emotions to external events and expect others to join them in their misery. To protect yourself, practice emotional detachment. Listen with empathy, but don't absorb their state. Set boundaries on how much of their energy you allow into your mental space. Gratitude, self-awareness, and silence are powerful shields. In a Stoic life, complaints are replaced with action or acceptance. Either change what can be changed or make peace with what cannot. Being around chronic complainers tests your discipline. It reminds you to choose your perspective, no matter the noise around you. Section 8. The gossip dealer. These individuals thrive on stories that aren't theirs to tell. Their conversations are filled with whispers, half-truths, and secrets shared behind closed doors. They present gossip as harmless entertainment, but beneath the surface, it corrodes trust and spreads division. They'll speak to you about others with ease. But remember, when you're not around, they speak about you with the same tongue. Their loyalty is as thin as the latest rumor. What seems like harmless chatter is actually a subtle test of your values. The Stoics valued integrity of speech. Epictetus reminded his students to let silence be your goal for the most part. Say only what is necessary and in few words. Gossip distracts the mind from self-mastery and entangles it in matters that do not concern us. The Stoic way is to disengage from gossip entirely. If someone tries to involve you, respond with calm disinterest. Redirect the conversation toward meaningful subjects or simply choose silence. Trust built on gossip is an illusion. It collapses the moment your back is turned. Surround yourself with those who speak with honesty and respect. The gossip dealer weakens communities. The Stoic builds them through virtue, not rumors. Section 9. The morally flexible opportunist. At first, they may seem ambitious, resourceful, and adaptive. They know how to read a room, navigate challenges, and seize opportunities. But beneath their polished exterior lies a dangerous trait. Their loyalty is conditional, their principles negotiable. They will stand beside you as long as it benefits them. But when the winds shift, so does their allegiance. They justify betrayal as strategic, excuse dishonesty as necessary, and reshape their ethics to fit whatever serves their immediate interests. The Stoics believed that virtue is the only true good. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to act with justice, even when it was inconvenient. For the morally flexible, virtue is not a compass. It's a costume they wear when it suits the occasion. The danger of keeping such people close is subtle. They might not harm you immediately, but when circumstances test loyalty, they choose self-interest without hesitation. Their presence plants seeds of doubt, forcing you to question intentions even in moments of trust. The Stoic response is clarity and distance. Observe their actions, not their words. Build alliances on shared principles, not temporary convenience. True strength lies in standing with those who hold firm when it's difficult, not just when it's easy, guarding your inner circle with Stoic wisdom. And there you have it, 9 types of people you should never trust or respect blindly, not out of hatred, not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. The Stoics never advised us to isolate ourselves from the world. Instead, they taught us to see clearly, to understand the true nature of people, and to protect our peace like a sacred flame. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do. Only what you do. This is your shield. The world is full of faces, some genuine, some masks. But your power lies in discernment, when you learn to identify manipulation, constant criticism, shallow friendliness, inattentiveness, lack of empathy, irritators, eternal victims, gossipers, and morally flexible opportunists. You no longer move blindly. You move wisely. You build your inner circle not on convenience, but on virtue. You protect your emotional space not with aggression, but with boundaries. And most importantly, you live not in fear of betrayal, but in confidence of your own judgment. If this message resonates with you, if Stoic wisdom adds value to your journey, do one small thing for me. Hit the subscribe button, share this video with someone who needs it, and leave a comment telling us which of these 9 types you've encountered the most. Your support helps us keep this Stoic journal alive, a space where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Until next time, stay grounded, stay wise, and protect your peace.